What's up, everybody? Hey, man, it was a good fight. The fight kept me on my toes. I didn't once take a piss break. I had four beers sitting right in front of me unopened because I didn't want to blink. You know, it could have been, as soon as you turned around, somebody was getting their head knocked off. But anyways, I'm going to talk about some things that I would like to see the Bronze Bomber do in the rematch. And one of them would be for Deontay Wilder to not just back up straight, back up straight, without his hands up. I would like to see him do a little bit more lateral movements with that because it seems like, there's some fighters out there that they just keep on coming, and like fighters like Adam Kanaki, he would keep on coming. And if you was just to back up like the way Deontay Wilder was doing, especially when Tyson Fury was throwing those 1-2s, Adam Konaki would throw that 1-2, but he would keep on going to try to catch you off guard like he did Arthur Spielka. So that'd be one thing. The second thing that I would like to see the Bronze Bomber do is once he hurts somebody the fighter gets off the ground, instead of going to the head first, I think he should just, go for the body. Go for the body first, to get the head game going. I think Deontay Wilder went to the body enough, but not as much as I would have liked him to go to Tyson Fury's body. And third, I would like to see Wilder throw more fakes, head fakes, and hand fakes. The beginning rounds, Tyson Fury was basically his shaking his arms, over and over again, shaking his head and stuff like that. I think the reason why he stopped doing that was because his anxiety went down, and that that takes a lot of energy out of you to sit there and keep moving your hands like that and moving your head. I think that is a reason why he landed most of his punches. But I believe that could have been taken away a little bit by if Deontay Wilder would have threw a little bit more hand fakes and head fakes, because then that way it'd make Fury guess when the punches are coming. And fourth, I would like to see Deontay Wilder throw more punches from the hips instead of planting his feet at some because at some points of the fight, Deontay Wilder was kind of, I don't believe he was necessarily loading his punch, but I think he was just overreaching. And I think it happened like twice or maybe three times that Deontay Wilder's feet was basically right next to each other instead of, squared off in a isosceles stance, because he reached and threw the punch and his back foot came up next to his front foot. And I would like him to throw more punches just from the hips with the arms to, because from my experience with doing that, it's harder for somebody to tell whether or not it's hard for fighters to react with that, because when you're throwing them, what I mean by from the hips is that you throw the punch, like if you're throwing a jab, you're just throwing it straight from underneath your chin instead of moving your arm before the punch. I think the reason why some fighters move their arm before the punch is because it's more comfortable and they can get it off with more power. But as some, just for scoring points' sake, just if you have just throw it straight from, underneath your chin. So then that way it's harder for Tyson Fury to react because basically what Tyson Fury was doing was anytime he felt that Deontay Wilder was going to throw a punch, he basically backed up as far as he could. You know, I type he backed up as far as he could, and I believe the reason why Tyson Fury did that is because he respected Deontay Wilder's punch, and not only that, you can tell he did because Tyson Fury got his nose busted from a jab. So yeah, I mean, that's just a couple things. I think that especially the hand fakes and the head fakes, and not just retreating backwards. When when Tyson Fury was throwing the 1-2, I think that if he would have dipped at the hips a little bit and backed up, and moved left or right, I think that would have been a little bit better. Of course, we can say the loading of the punches and all that stuff, but that's the obvious, But like I said, it was a good fight. Of course, I saw it, and I believe that Tyson Fury should have been counted out. But it is what it is. When Tyson Fury got up, like I said, when he got out after that, 11, 12 seconds, I think Deontay Wilder should have loaded up on a body shot instead of a head shot. Because I think that once Tyson Fury was dizzy like that, and then he got hit, and he's when getting up off the ring like that, you're breathing, you're trying to get your breath back, you're trying to get your bearings back and stuff like that. I think that body shot would have definitely done some damage, and just from the strength of Deontay Wilder and him being hurt, and then he after that point, Tyson Fury wouldn't have knew what to block, because at that point the only thing he would have been worried about is stopping the pain. He'd have been trying to block low, trying to block high, but you can't stop all them bombs from Deontay Wilder. Another thing, yeah, it was over 10 seconds. Now I'm gonna tell you why. If you go back and look at the video, there's a lady. You will see her stand up. In some camera angles, you cannot see her, but she's right there with the judges that's scoring the fight. Now, if you watch the video, she immediately gets up once Tyson Fury is on the ground, and she throws her hands up 3 times, yelling the count. Now, the ref fucks up from the transition of 3 to 4 because the timekeeper, that's what her job was the timekeeper. She's the one that, tells them when the round's about to end, tells them when the round is about to begin. She's the one that keeps the count of everything in the fight. So you would see her go, she is screaming. She throws her hands up. 1, 2, 3. And then you can tell when the ref steps in. When the ref steps in at mark number 4, and see what the ref is supposed to do every time he says a number, he's supposed to motion his hands in a downward angle. And so when the ref gets up there, he's like, he hesitates on the 4, he gets the 5 out, but then as Tyson Fury is getting up off the ground, since the ref was on his knees, he fucks up that count, and then he has a long 9 when you listen to it. So it is what it is. We all hear that Tyson Fury's camp is thinking of petitioning, the WBC for 1 or maybe 2 of the judges. But look, check this out. If you're going to contest the ring judges and stuff like that, at least bring up the rules in conjunction with that, because you can't go up there petitioning something and and not know the rules or convey the rules back to the commission or whoever he's going to appeal to, whatever, because the WBC has a list of rules of how the whole fight is going to sign, that both parties have to sign before the fight, and there's stimulations to the rules as far as how the judges are supposed to actually score the fight too, and it also talks about swing rounds and stuff like that. So I think that I think the reason why Tyson Fury's camp is not citing the rules that, you know, the rules on scoring a fight is because you have to think about how you can win a judgment in the gray area, when things are in a gray area. And the first way to do that is to get the public opinion on your side first. You see what I'm saying? Because in that way, you got the other party saying, well, damn, we got all these people on our back and blah, 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 woo, woo, woo. That's what you need to do first. And that's the reason why they're not bringing up the rules in conjunction when saying we're going to petition. So, you know, that's my, you know, thoughts. These are all my, you know, thoughts, opinions, and stuff like that. And so on that note, shout outs to the LDBC, and everybody stay sucker free.